Oh, I can't do a backflip, Max. Funny. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for coming to hang out with me today. We are going through some basic stretching. Normally this class would be mobility-based drills with lacrosse balls, foam rollers, etc. Obviously I don't know how many of you have that stuff at home, so I'm just going to be walking us through a stretch. Should take roughly 30 minutes. We're going to be working from the top down, right? So to start, I'm going to have you standing about hip width, toes pointed out slightly or straight. You're going to be reaching down through your fingertips. I want you actively trying to depress your shoulders, right? Put your armpits into your pocket, reaching through your fingertips. We're going to start with the neck. First thing, you're going to go chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. And we're going to do nice, slow rotations. Take your time here. We have to show some love to our neck, and you don't want to rush. You want to go nice and slow. Make sure your shoulders are pulled down, away from your ears. If your shoulders and neck are super tight, you're going to feel this run all the way down your arm. Right? So take your time here. Go nice and slow. We're going chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, pulling back, and right ear to right shoulder. Again, take your time. We're going to do 2 more here. It's the start of number 1. Focusing on your breath. And number 2. When you get chin to chest, we're going to reverse the direction. So right ear to right shoulder, rolling back. Again, take your time. No need to rush right here. Focusing on your breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth, or you can do pure nasal breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. Again, going nice and slow. We're going to do 2 more. That's 1. And last one right here. When your chin gets to your chest, you can pull up nice and slow. Excellent. From here, you're going to go right ear to right shoulder, keeping it at this position. You're going to look towards the ground, look up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel all this on the left-hand side. Again, actively reaching in through your fingertips, looking down towards the ground, coming back up towards the ceiling. We're going to do 2 more. Look down towards the ground, come back up. Last one. Excellent. Back to standard position. Left ear to left shoulder. You're going to look down to the ground and back up towards the ceiling. We're going to do 5 total. Take your time here. Make sure you feel that stretch at end range. Don't try to force anything though. Right? Only go as far as your body's letting you go today. There's no need to try to force more position out of this. You're going to get a little bit more with each and every rotation. Excellent. Coming back up. Now you're going to take your hands, shrug up, reach down to the ground, actively trying to reach down and touch the ground. From here, you're going to roll back up all the way, opening the chest, feeling the stretch right here on the front of the neck, actively reaching in for the ground. You're going to shrug back up, come all the way back down, trying to put those armpits into the pocket. Again, shrug back up. Look up towards the ceiling. Make sure your teeth stay connected. I don't want you clenching your jaw, but you don't want to open your mouth. You'll lose the tension here on the front of the neck. We're going to do 1 more. Shrug up, go back down, and back up. You can even move a little side to side here. Try to get some tension on the left side and on the right side, as well as distribute it evenly in the middle. Very good. From here, hands are going to come overhead. We're going to get nice, tight circles, making sure that those motions are coming from the shoulder, not from the elbow, not from the wrist, right? We're actually actively trying to make sure that side, trying to touch the wall in front of you. From here, you're going to pull all the way back, opening up the chest. Again, going all the way back to the front. You're going to feel that stretch in your mid-traps, around the legs. That's right in between your shoulder blades of your center, upper back. Coming back in, pulling back, feeling that stretch all up inside of the pecs. And then coming forward. This is going to be our last one. Reaching and coming back in. Very good. Shake that out. I know your shoulders are starting to burn. From here, you're going to go one hand up, one hand down. When you're in these positions, you're reaching wherever your hands are pointing. We're going to come front stroke, right, towards the front of the room. Come back and rotate. Making sure that your arms are synchronized. So as one hand goes up, the other hand goes down. Ideally, you'll have no pauses. And things will be a nice, smooth motion from here. Excellent. As you're coming down with this top hand, palm is going down, rotating, so palm is going up with this back hand. Excellent. When we get to the bottom or top of this position, we're going to reverse, go backstroke. Again, take your time right here. A little bit of movement from your torso is okay. I just don't want to see you actively swinging, right? Control this movement. Take your time here. Excellent. We're going to do one more. And break. Excellent. Again, shake it out. Now, from here, last little bit for the shoulders. Palms are facing the ceiling, right? You're going to actively be pulling yourself to one side of the room. As we do that, you're going to flip this arm over, right? You might feel a nice pop in that arm that flips over. So, coming back to standing, flipping to the other side, trying to get that palm to the ceiling. It may not happen, but that's okay. Flip over, again, trying to fully round the shoulder into the front of the room, right? Same opposite side, flipping over. I'm going to do one more on each side. One, come back to standing, and one. Beautiful, beautiful. Coming down. We're going to start working into the hips. We'll get to the ground, we'll work the core as well. So you're going to take a bit wider stance for me. Wider than hip width, toes pointed out at a 45-degree angle. You can be a little bit more straight. The rule is 45. There's always exceptions to the rule. From here, you're going to lunge to the left. Take your time, go as deep as you can comfortably, right? You want to feel that stretch on the inside groin and behind your knee, right? It's going to be your hamstrings and your adductor muscles that we're targeting right here. So, reaching down, feel that stretch, take your time, come back up to the top, come fully back up to standing, then you're going to reach down and lunge with your right again. If you're super tight, you're going to feel this behind your knee. If you're just average level tight, it's going to run deep up into your groin again. That's your adductor muscles that you're feeling. So you're just going to take your time here, going back and forth, lunging left to right. There is no need to rush. This is not part of a workout. This is a cool down. Take your time. Enjoy that stretch. You can shoot your hips back to the wall behind you. You can move that stretch more towards the back of the leg as you drop your chest and shoot your hips back. So you're going to come back up to standing, come back down, shoot those hips back, come back up. We're going to do a few more right here. Again, just warming up the hammies. Trying to get them to relax a little bit. Coaxing out a little bit more range of motion with each step. Good. One more to the right, and we're going to hit our last one to the left. Beautiful. You're going to bring your feet in slightly, right? You're going to imagine that you've got corners behind you, right? You're in a perfectly square room. You've got a 45-degree angle going into a corner this way, and a 45-degree angle going into a corner this way. Arms are tight. You're going to shoot your hip back towards that corner. For me, I'm doing my left hip, so my left leg is straight, as is my right, but I'm putting all of that pressure into this left leg. I'm going to come back up to standing. I'm going to do the same thing to the right leg. You might feel this on the outside of the hip, or feel a nice stretch in your your glute. Again, coming back up, you're trying to put your butt cheek right into that corner of the room, right? So you're putting all of your pressure on your one side. This other leg that is here is just for stability right now, right? So coming back up, back into the other side. Feel like a nice stretch as we reach out, trying to get into that spot. Back up, down into the other side. Back up. Excellent, excellent. Feel that stretch in the glutes. We're going to do one more to the left, pushing into that corner, back up to standing. We're going to do one more to the right. You might be tighter on one side than the other, that's okay. Pause on that side, show yourself some love, take your time. Excellent. Now we're going to move in to our next stretch. From here, you're going to take one foot and cross it in front of the other, right? So the front leg is going to have a nice kink right at your knee, and that back leg is going to be completely straight, right? You are going to fold over to that side that is straight. Now I am extremely tight here, lots of deadlifting, lots of squatting, keeps me super tight, but this is a good stretch. You're going to feel this all the way down in from your lats, your obliques, your QL, your spinae erector, right? Trying to reach and touch that straight side leg, right? Again, breathing into the nose, out through the mouth, taking your time. Some of you are going to be able to get much, much deeper than I am. Those of you who are flexible, take your time doing this kind of stuff, right? You'll be able to go a lot deeper. You can even add a little more rotation. Those of you who are like me, who are super tight, just hang out here. Enjoy that stretch. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take your time. You're going to feel this in your glutes, in your sides. It's a good one. If you've got to reset at the top, take a second, reset, come back in. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. Last big breath. Excellent. Take your time coming back up to standing. Unwind your legs. We're going to take our right leg, bring it around to the front. Again, we're going to have a nice kink now at the knee. In this right leg, the left leg is completely straight. With both hands, we are rotating to our right side. Again, you're going to feel this in your glutes. You're going to feel this in your obliques. All these muscles that help support our low back. Enjoy that stretch. I for sure am tighter on this side, so I'm even starting to feel this into my hamstrings. I can feel where they tie in right at the knee. That's completely normal. You're going to want to take your time here. Again, I don't think it's any mystery at this point. I'm not super flexible in this position. It's all the type of training that I do that locks me up here. But you might be able to go all the way down to the floor and start rotating it. If you can, I encourage you to do so. Really focusing on your breath here. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more breaths. And 1 more deep breath. You can see over time with that breathing, you can definitely get a little more range of motion. Now, I've got 2 mats here right now, one facing you and one going to the side. I'm going to bounce back and forth between the 2 mats. We're actually going to go to the ground, and we're going to start working on the front side of our hips. So from here, I'm going to have you reverse lunge back to the ground. You're going to be in this 90-90 position. I'm going to go over to the side so you can see what I'm looking at right here. Right now, when we're in this position, I don't want you to duck butt and shoot your booty out behind you, right? Keep that back butt cheek squeezed and tucked under, right? So we're looking for that tucked butt position. You're going to go laces down to the ground. Now, if you're super tight, you're going to be feeling this on the front of the hip that is down, right? So again, you don't want to shoot your butt back. Keep that glute tight, right? You're going to feel this stretch right here. If the stretch is intense, good. You're going to hang out here. If it's not, we're going to kick this up a notch and go into the next level, right? So what I want you to do, laces down with that back leg. You're going to drive those laces into the ground hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Drive that in front knee over the middle toe. Sink forward into the stretch. Make sure you're not arching your back right here, right? You want this genuine stretch coming from your hip flexors, not compensating with your low back to sink into that stretch. That's not what we want. So again, you're focusing on keeping this glute contracted, drive this knee forward, focusing on that stretch on the front of the leg that is down, right? One more time, we're gonna drive those laces into the ground very hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax that back leg, sink a little bit deeper into that front leg, right? We're gonna do this one last time. Drive hard into the ground for 3, 2, 1. Relax and sink deeper into that stretch. Excellent. I'm gonna change positions here because we're gonna be walking to the outside of the mat. Now, from this position, I want you to take this leg, tiptoeing into the outside of the mat. That foot is in a 45-degree angle. This time, there is a rule, keep to the rule, right? So, from here, we're going to drive that back leg into the ground hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax, sink deeper into the stretch. Again, knee is going in line with the middle toe. This time, we are not going completely straight, we are off to the side, right? Sinking into that stretch. You're gonna feel this way more on the inside than you do on the front. If you're really tight on the front, you're gonna feel it there as well. That's exactly what we're looking for. So again, one more time. Drive that back leg into the ground hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax, sink forward into this right leg position, right? One more time. Drive that leg into the ground hard for 3, 2, and 1. And sink just a little bit more. Excellent, beautiful. Come out of that stretch. Switch sides. Again, remember, you don't want to be in that duck butt position, right? You want to be tuck butt. So keep that glute squeezed tight on the side of the leg that is straight down, right? If you're having trouble feeling tension in your glute, it's likely because you're super tight on the front of this hip, right? The hip flexors, or the iliopsoas, or your rectus femoris, they get tight, right? And because they're tight, your glute isn't able to contract as hard as it should. So we focus on squeezing that muscle, right? Creating a contraction in that muscle, hoping to relax the front side of the hip. A lot of these muscles connect to our low back as well, so those of you with low back pain can benefit from this quite a bit. So again, now that we've been in this position for a second, squeezing that glute tight, you're going to drive your laces into the ground with that back foot hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Sink deeper into that stretch. Again, make sure you're not compensating with your low back. I want you to feel this stretch. If it's uncomfortable, good. You might be in a bit of pain from this position. If it's more than a 7 out of 10, come out, rest for a second. You don't need to be too deep into that pain cave. So again, driving those laces into the ground hard for 3, 2, 1. Sink forward as you relax that back leg. We're going to do one more on this side. Again, drive those laces hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Sink forward just a little bit more. Now, again, from that position, you're going to be walking that left foot or whichever leg you're doing right now to the outside of the mat, toes in a 45-degree angle away from the room. We are going to, again, be driving the knee in line with the middle toe, driving those laces into the ground with the glute squeezed tight for 3, 2, 1. Relax this leg, back leg, drive forward with that front leg. Feel that stretch now on the inside groin. If you have to, inch that front leg forward a bit to accommodate for the new range of motion that you just generated. From here, you're going to drive your laces into the ground hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax, sink forward into that stretch. And one last time, drive those laces hard for 3, 2, 1. Relax, sink into that stretch. Excellent, excellent. Come out, stand up, get some movement into the hips. Get the boy back in there, we're out of there. And from here, we're gonna go back to the ground. Now, you're going to be sitting on top of your heels. Laces are down to the ground. We're working on our wrist mobility right now. From here, hands are gonna go completely flat onto the mat. You're going to rock forward onto your hands. You want to make sure that your palms do not come up off of the ground. We're trying to keep our hands stable to the ground. Back is in a nice good position. Waist are down, butt is on the heels. We are driving forward. Our butt comes off into the wrist is where you're feeling the stretch, right? You're going to come back. We're going to take our time here, right? You're going to go at your own pace, and you're going to just rock back and forth. Each time you go forward, I want you to coax out a little bit more range of motion. Just a tad bit more, a tad bit more, a tad bit more into your wrists, right? The wrists can get finicky. A lot of us have wrist problems for one reason or another. You want to take your time here. Be kind to your wrists, right? Don't try to force this range of motion. Just nice and easy. Take your time. Each rock, get a little bit farther. We're talking millimeters here, not inches, right? So take your time. Try to keep those palms on the ground. We're going to be doing another variation here where you can feel that stretch in your fingers. But for this one right here, take your time. We're going to do 2 more. Coming forward, back, and last one. Forward and back. Excellent. Come back. Get some movement into those wrists, right? Clockwise circles. You can interlace your fingers and go clockwise, counterclockwise. Just get that blood flowing back into your wrist. Excellent. From here, we're going to be going palms up, fingertips down, right? This position. You're going to drop your heels again, right? Butts on the heels. Tips of your fingers are on the ground. Now, from here, you're reaching forward until the row of where your calluses are, right? That first knuckle, that's all we want touching the ground. You do not want to go all the way to where your palm is touching the ground, right? So we're just trying to get this stretch on the fingers. So you're reaching forward, again, we're rocking back and forth. This is less of a range of motion, more of a stretch. Make sure you're pulling your thumb back. You're going to be feeling this stretch into the palm of your hand, maybe even on the front side of your forearm right here. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Taking your time. I know a lot of you have been typing and writing and squeezing your phones, reading all the crazy news articles that are going on. Just take this time to release that tension, relax, and calm down. I'm going to do 2 more. That's 1. Forward again, and 2. Again, get some movement into your fingers, movement into the wrists. Oh, I see quite a few people joining. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. We're going to do another wrist one right here. This one feels very nice. So, from here, right, I'm facing you for a reason. You're going to want to take your hand and go knuckles down. You're going to bring that hand right in between your knees, right? So your knuckles are down, your palm is looking right up at you in the face. You're going to take this other hand, make a fist, and plaster it to the ground, right? We're stapling this to the ground. Now, from here, notice my elbow pit, right? You're going to rotate that elbow pit forward so your bicep is facing the wall in front of you, and the tip of your elbow is facing in towards your pelvis, right? You're going to feel this stretch running all the way up here into the elbow. So from the front side of the forearm all the way to the elbow. So you're going to rotate that elbow pit forward, bring it back. Rotate that elbow pit forward, bring it back. Now, one thing to pay attention to here is you don't want this shoulder to start creeping up towards your ear, right? So again, armpits in the pocket, pull them down, staple that hand to the ground, knuckle side down, the palms are facing up towards you, and then you're going to rotate that elbow pit forward and come back. Rotate that elbow pit forward and come back. Take your time here. Again, trying to coax a little more range of motion with each and every rotation. We're going to do 3 more here. So 1 and 2. 1 more, coming back, and 3. It's nice. Again, taking this opposite side hand, right? You're going knuckles down, right in between your knees. You're going to take now my left hand fist, staple my right hand to the ground, pull my right shoulder away from my ear, rotate that elbow pit forward, and then come back. Coming back in, rotating that elbow pit forward, coming back. Rotating forward, coming back. When I do this side, I feel it running all the way up here on this outside part of my forearm. Feels good. you notice that you're not feeling that stretch, you might be letting that shoulder creep up, right? So keep that shoulder down, you'll feel that stretch come in. Some of you are going to have hyper-flexible wrists. My goal here is that one of these 3 variations feels good for each of you, right? You may not need all of them. If you're super tight, doing a lot of barbell work, doing a lot of dumbbell work, you might need this. One more right here, rotating in, coming back out. Excellent. We are almost done here. We got just a few more stretches. So, first things first, we're going to finally take a seat, a real seat. Feet are going to be in front of you, toes pointed up, driving in through your heels, right? You're going to take, right now, left leg, cross it over to the front, right? This is exactly what we're looking for. Left leg's coming up, crossing over to the front. You're going to take your right hand, or arm rather, and wrap it around that leg, right? I call this the rear naked choke stretch. Anybody who's done any grappling or done jiu-jitsu knows what I'm talking about. So from here, you're bringing this around, pulling that leg tight, bringing this other hand in, and now you're sitting up nice and tall. So again, left leg comes around to the front, right arm wraps around to pull that knee close to you. Left arm comes in, and you're putting your right hand inside of the pit of your elbow and folding up. Now from here, you don't want to slouch. You want to try to keep good posture. You're going to feel that stretch coming all in this side of the glute, right? We're focusing on the left side right now. So pulling forward. Now, those of you who can do this and would like a little more stretch coming from this position, you're going to take your right foot, right, and bring it up. That way, you're creating a shelf with this knee for your left leg to sit on, right? So pulling up right in here. Be gentle. Make sure you're pulling that knee close to your body. In a compromised position, and we don't want that. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more big breath. And straighten that right leg, unwind. We're going to repeat that process. So now you're taking your right leg, bringing it over. You're going to take that left arm, coming around to support that knee, pulling that close to you. Taking the right arm, hand, the palm of your left hand goes into your elbow pit, kind of grasping the bicep of your right arm. This folds over and can come on top of the knee, or can come on top of the tricep of the left arm. Again, from here you don't want to slouch, you want to keep that good posture. You're going to feel that stretch deep in the glute on the left side, right? So right here, just hanging out. I'm significantly tighter on this side, so pay attention. See if you're tighter on one side than the other. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but just something to pay attention to. You can show a little more love to one side than the other, no harm in doing that. Now, from here again, those of you who would like to intensify this stretch, you can take that left foot, create a shelf with your left knee, come on up, and pull that left ankle a little bit closer. You're going to feel that stretch go much, much deeper again. You do not want the ankle to win the race between the knee and the ankle. The knee should always be what is closer to you. Always. Especially in this type of position. If you start cranking on the ankle, you can put your knee in a compromised position, get some nasty injuries. We don't want that. So you can eliminate all of that by keeping that knee nice and close. So again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. A few more breaths. Take your time here. If you would like, you can rock side to side, get some circles going on here. I do think a little bit of motion is the way to go. We do these stretches so that way we can move better in the world. So you don't need to be completely static. A little bit of dynamic movement is encouraged here. So, nice little rotations. One more big breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. We've got one last stretch right here. I'm going to rotate the mat so you all can see nice and easily. We're going to go into a pseudo child's pose, right? So, butt is on the heels, laces are on the ground. We're going to be walking ourselves forward into this position. You want to try to open your knees up wide enough so that way your belly and chest can sit in between with a nice flat might already start feeling the stretch right here in the outside of your shoulder, outside of your armpit area, right? Your tailbone. Now, enjoy this position, relax. From here, I'm going to have you walk your left hand to the outside of the mat. If you're on your carpet, just go off center, right? From here, left hand goes down, right hand comes up. The right hand is in front of the left hand, not the opposite, right? This is what I'm looking for. That way, you can sink into this stretch, hold with that right hand. You're going to keep it stable to the floor, right? You don't want to break the friction between you and the floor, but you are actively pulling and rotating into that side. And you're going to feel a massive stretch coming through your lats, your obliques on the side that is elongated, right? So for me right now, that is my right side. Remember, right hand is further than the left hand. I am actively pulling and crunching my body on my left side so I can elongate my right side and feel that stretch. Should be pretty damn intense at this point. Just hang out here. No rush in this position. Enjoy the recovery. Try to keep your butt as low as possible. If it starts racing up off the heels, that is understandable. It's going to happen. We're really focusing on that right side right now. Feeling that big, big stretch. 2 more breaths here. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. 1 more. In the nose and out. Excellent. From here, you're going to walk yourself back to center. You're going to walk that right hand to the outside. Left hand now is winning. We're feeling the stretch all on the left hand side. Excellent. Really focus on that stretch. Actively pulling back with this left hand. You don't want the friction to break. You're just using that tension to feel that stretch in the outside of your armpit / shoulder area, allowing out your lats into your obliques. Enjoy that position. Again, just relaxing, hanging out here. I bet some of you are surprised as to how much you need this stretch right now. I know I am. 1 more big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You're going to slowly walk yourself back to center. Enjoy this position. 1 big breath in and out, and walk yourself back up to standing. Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you who tuned in. Hopefully you feel a little bit better, a little more flexible, a little less tight. Please watch this again as you wish. We've got plenty more classes coming your way. I see some people liking and lots of viewing on the channel. So again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you very much.